What's up, guys? This is Jay from COI. I got an interesting message today. Um, Actually, just before I decided to do this show, I was actually going to take tonight off, doing a lot of work on the radio and felt like not doing this. But this message made me do a quick little podcast. Basically, this person, in a very condescending tone, uh, said, "Look, you were wrong. I know you've been on the radio and doing podcasts and whatever and saying that Trump is going to win in 2020. Good try, you were wrong." Um, and so that made me think a lot of people may not know the whole process here. And they might think that this is it. You've seen a lot of people celebrating and hugging and whatever else. Um, because, yes, Donald Trump is the third president impeached, joining Andrew Johnson and Bill Clinton. Of course, Bill Clinton lied under oath. Andrew Johnson, I think, some bestiality claims. I'm not sure. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But no. So with Trump, his is different. Namely this: Johnson was removed, and Clinton resigned. I don't think the Senate, who is going to vote on removal, I don't believe they're going to vote to remove Trump, which that has to happen for an impeached president to be forcibly removed from office. And without that, he can stay. He's just our impeached president, and I believe he'll stay that way. Uh, Many, like Nixon, who were right there at the end, they knew it was going to happen. They did the quote unquote honorable thing, and they resigned. Now, if you've heard Donald Trump at his rally tonight, I don't believe he's going to resign. Um, he had a very impassioned speech where he went after Nancy Pelosi, calling her the enemy of democracy, saying that he's going to get her voted out. I don't know how he's going to do that. Um, but basically, just talking about being completely assaulted by the Democrats and he's going to fight back. I would be incredibly shocked if in the next couple days we find out Donald Trump is resigning. I don't believe that's going to happen. I would also be as equally as shocked if the Senate Republicans vote to remove Trump. So, yeah, we're just going to have Trump until the elections. But here's the thing: the Democrats are still running horrible candidates. That doesn't change anything. And in fact, it kind of bolsters Trump. His base is going to get super riled up over this. Here's the thing: we can't impeach him again, and they know that. We may have made a giant mistake. And when I say we, I mean Democrats. And I should not say we because I'm not part of that group. But they might have made a huge mistake because not only can an impeached president somehow can run for re-election. I don't know why. It's a weird law that no one fixed, I guess. Um, but not only can he run for re-election, he could serve another 4 terms. And if I'm being honest, if it's Trump or Biden, I probably just won't vote. And I think a lot of people will feel that same way, except for his base, which is going to be super amped up. Not only because he beat impeachment, even though he didn't really beat impeachment, he just survived it. He's going to look like Iron Man coming through it. No one can stop him. Everyone has tried, and he just keeps running and overcoming the gauntlet that is the Democrat Party. Not to mention that, he's going to have a lot to combat. Like I said in my last show, I believe it was my last show, Nancy Pelosi has said, and many Democrats, not just Nancy Pelosi, but many Democrats, have said he's incompetent, he's untrustworthy, he's working for the Russians, he's unfit for the office. But they just passed a bill giving him more power in the NSA, more federal aid to the military, $22 billion to be exact, and they gave him Space Force to be the sixth arm of our military. So Trump has his own arm of the military. If they really thought that he was so unfit, why would they give him all this? And trust me, he's going to use that. That's why I do believe that there's only one person who can beat him, and that is Bernard Sanders. Biden will get caught up in a story during the debates, and no one will know what he's talking about. We're really going to see how far dementia is just it's a hell of a disease. Warren has voted and sided with many of Trump's military spending bills. He can easily pull that out of the back pocket. Not to mention, he's going to be able to say, look, all the people, you 63 million conservatives, I told you I'd give you tax breaks for the rich. That's what I did. I told you that I'd be working on a wall. I'm working on a wall. I said immigration is a problem. There's kids in cages. I said that I'm going to pull out of our wars. And he'll lie and he'll say he did. He'll say, look at Syria. I pulled out. Yeah, well, we know how that works. But even more so, the far-fetched Space Force. I got you that too. A new North American Free Trade Agreement. Got that as well. That's a lot to compete with. That's all I'm saying. And the fact is, just because he's impeached doesn't mean anything. It really means very little. It's almost like the House Democrats were just saying, we don't approve of Trump. We already knew that. There's going to be a lot of negotiations, a lot of... I don't even know. I don't know how the Democrats could get the Senate to vote for removal. I don't think it's possible. Now, there is a few questions that I've been asked that I don't know. One question was, if Trump wins re-election but loses the Senate, can they then vote to remove him? I'm not sure. I'm honestly not sure. I don't know if that impeached status goes away at the end of your 4 years. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Like, if basically the come November 8th next year, if he's no longer impeached, I really don't know how that works. And the other question was, well, then could he be tried? And yeah, at any point in time, he could be. But no prosecutor is going to move on it because he's the president. And for some reason, they hold that at a really high esteem. There we go, not sure why. If I was a prosecutor, I would be like, who cares if he's the president? No one's above the law. But even every Democrat's favorite person, Mueller, is against indicting a sitting president. So that probably won't happen either. Anyway, I just wanted to explain the process. I will do it again because I wasn't incredibly clear. But the House did impeach Trump. But that means nothing because he is not being forced to leave office. For that to happen, the Senate will have to vote on a removal. They probably will not. And an impeached president can still run for re-election, so he can still be our president. Anyway, guys, interesting. We'll see the next 48 hours to 72 hours what happens. One interesting note before I get off of here. The Democrats have been saying that they were going to protest the debate tomorrow. And I'm not sure if they're still planning on doing that. I'm really... that's something just to watch out for. It'll be interesting to see if anything even comes up over that. It was over a strike, and they said they wouldn't cross picket lines. So we'll see if that happens or if that's been resolved. I haven't really heard much about it. And I just saw it was like Sunday that they were talking about it. And of course, everything's been about impeachment, so not sure. Anyway, guys, thanks a lot. Have a good evening.